Ready for some tactical espionage action? Well, it doesn't get much better than this. Another one of 2008's greats, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Solid Snake's final hurrah. Solid Snake, now known as Old Snake because of some rapid age advance and illness, is here to put up his final fight, and he's definitely going out with a bang. This is one really good game. I'll list the good points first. This could take a while. Hope you got a snack.
That base appears to be Liquid Safe House.
The voice acting, the same guy, David Hayter, the one who's been doing Snake's voice now for as long as Snake's had one, did another outstanding performance, and so did everyone else. Very convincing. 2 thumbs up for the voice acting, and if I had a third one, I'd put that one up too.
It's the Frog.
His private troops.
Then the graphics. This has to be some of the PS3's best. Yeah, I've seen other great looking games on Sony's Monster, but Metal Gear Solid 4, yeah, this pushed some boundaries. The character designs are incredible. The characters' animations are so lifelike. The environments are almost picture perfect. So are the weapon designs, vehicles, and so on. When switched to first person mode, the gun wasn't World at War impressive, but still well done.
Of course. Our unit plays by the rules, same as everybody else.
The story of Metal Gear Solid 4 is another up point, but let me break it down for you. It does have a few hitches. The great thing is the story in Metal Gear Solid 4 fully immerses you in Metal Gear Solid as a series. If you're an avid follower of the franchise, then you'll notice that a lot of questions have been answered. A lot of cliffhanger moments have been cleared up.
He put you up to this?
You didn't know.
You've got to be kidding!
And while learning more about the previous installments, you're also introduced to this final chapter in a very deep and comprehensive way. The problem is the story might be a bit too much for a player who just wants to enjoy the game mechanics of a really great stealth action game. Sometimes during these lengthy cutscenes, you'll be tempted to just skip through it and end up missing out on some vital info needed for smooth progression. Believe me when I say these cutscenes are long, very long, and if you're not used to this, it might throw you off a bit. I like it though. It's an interesting way of changing the pace and pulling you into the story. While these cutscenes are being played out, there are times that you can interact with them. I guess Konami did this to help keep you interested. It worked for me.
Maybe a scientist.
The controls for Metal Gear Solid 4 are also good. Very smooth and helps to keep the game moving along seamlessly. At first, it took me a while to adjust, simply because when moving from certain other titles like Call of Duty, you need to kind of detox and get it out of your system. Metal Gear Solid 4 is a completely different kind of game. One of the most outstanding elements of Metal Gear Solid over the years has to be the realism. Now, it's not entirely realistic, but based on some of the things I pointed out earlier, you should get the basic idea. This game has to be one of the most realistic games I've played, and with this current generation of video games we're playing today, that says a lot. To say this game is realistic really covers a lot of ground. Take the AI for example. The AI in general is quite exceptional, but here's something that I'm not used to. A smart squad. Yeah, at some points in the game you team up with a squad. These guys really get the job done. Now I must be honest, sometimes these guys are plain stupid, but for most parts they're taking people out. And then there's the enemy's AI. Nice. For any gamer who's played a Metal Gear game, you know what I'm talking about. Now, I see where there is room for improvement right across the board regarding the AI, but I have to give it up for Hideo Kojima. He's raising the bar. Good. That's all the great elements of Metal Gear Solid 4. Now to all the zealots and fanboys, don't get mad, but this is where I point out Metal Gear Solid 4's imperfections in the lab's opinion.
It's the enemy!
One is the camera. What was Hideo Kojima and his team thinking? The camera in Metal Gear Solid 4 is bad. Now, with all the other up points this game has, a lot of people may either not notice or ignore this. But for this day and age, and for a game this good that's been around for so long, my question is, what the hell? I'm not saying this is the worst camera setup I've seen, but I certainly did not expect this from Metal Gear Solid 4. It really comes around and bites you while you're moving around in the drum or the box. The camera just should have been better. Come on, people. Iron this crap out. Let's move to the online aspect. I saved this for last because this is where I have most problems. First up, why? Why is it so difficult to get online with Metal Gear Solid 4? Why did Konami do this? In order to get online and play, I had to create a completely new gamer tag just for Metal Gear Solid 4. Then a Konami ID. This took me like 45 minutes to do. Yeah, it's a great game, but come on. Then, after becoming a part of the Metal Gear community, I experienced some more off stuff. Like the fact that your character moves so slow really hits home. It didn't bother me much in single player, and even though all involved move basically at the same pace, there are bullets flying. So this isn't track and field. I don't care if everyone else runs around, or should I say jogs around at the same pace. It's running for cover when bullets are flying that really concerns me. Apparently Snake and all the other characters in Metal Gear Solid 4 are too cool to run for their lives. Then there's another thing. Sometimes it takes way too many shots to take someone out. Here's where Konami dropped off with the whole realism bit. If I shoot you at close range with a shotgun, flak jacket or no flak jacket, you should end up twisted like a pretzel on the other side of the room. There's no Kevlar body armor that could save you from that. Even if you didn't die, you should be incapacitated. This doesn't happen. These guys just keep on coming. Then the voice chat thing is a bit iffy. Even though for some strange reason people don't talk that much on PSN, it's still good to have the option easily accessible. It's not. You have to hold down the select button.
I never thought it would be so easy.
Overall though, no love lost. The bad points I found in Metal Gear Solid 4 are all things I can live with, except for the camera. That I live with, but not peacefully. That's just crap. Everything else is relative, like the lengthy cutscenes and complex story. All things you've come to expect from the Metal Gear Solid series. So much love to a great game. The lab gives Metal Gear Solid 4 a 9 out of 10.
But these results... refreshing, don't you think?